Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajmain. We will continue this discussion. The last presentation, the session. Ada 10 pemakalah yang akan kita dengarkan dari presentasi ini, dan ada waktu sampai pukul 5 sore. Kemudian saya sebutkan dulu presenternya. Yang satu Pak Maskur, yang kedua Pak Ahmad Fakih, yang ketiga Ibu Elvia Fauzia, keempat Ahmad Fakih, kelima Zulfikar, keenam Elistati Rusmiati, ketujuh Saripudin, kedelapan Muhsin Nurfaizin, ke-10 Ibu Roro, ke-11 Muhammad Rosid. Oke, dan kita undang pembahasnya, yaitu Pak Rifki. Halo Pak Rifki, sudah hadir di sini? Ada ya? Oke, untuk menyingkat waktu kami persilakan Pak Maskur untuk memberikan hasil presentasinya dan punya waktu 5 menit. Kami persilakan.
Pak Ilim, saya siap Pak Ilim.
Pak Maskur ada? Oh, kayaknya nggak ada ya? Pak Maskur ada? Oh, tidak ada ya? Baik, kita langsung saja ke Ahmad Fakih. Ahmad Fakih? Itu ada? Online. Silakan Pak Ahmad Fakih.
Udah dimut lagi.
Silakan Pak Ahmad.
Permisi Pak Moderator. Untuk artikel saya yang temanya radikalisme, bukan yang eksklusivitas ormas-ormas. Mungkin ada yang kesalahan untuk penamaannya di situ.
Oh gitu, ya. Silakan.
Oke, aku berani. Ini saya.
Padaku ini.
Bisa saya share screen, Pak?
Bisa. Tentang apa, Jon?
Tentang Youth Against Radicalism.
Youth Against Radicalism.
Ada ya?
Silakan, di-share. Sudah.
Bisa kelihatan ya Pak ya?
Bisa udah.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you to the moderator and all committee and participants of today's conference. My name is Ahmad Fakih. I'm here with my friends Ahmad Jauhari Umar. This article is a co-written article which written by me and Ahmad Jauhari Umar. So first I will present my slides first about youth against religious radicalism and as promoters of peace, case study of Komunitas Santri Batang in Kabupaten Batang, Jawa Tengah. Our research departs from research conducted by Ma'arif Institutes that claim on mapping the problem of radicalization, which often exposed to the youth people as a part of society. And also some research claim that youth people becomes vulnerable to be exposed to religious radicalisms, especially the students who are still in the process of searching for self-identity and become strategic targets to be recruited to become activists of radical movement and strengthen their network. So they show their attitude of exclusivism, which gave rise to the claim of absolute truth of religion that is increasingly strengthened among Muslim youth in Batang, which the establishments of several study forums based on radical and exclusive ideologies. For example, there is Islamic Sharia schools, which promotes the Sharia into their daily societal life for the students, which the notions of exclusive religions, and also in Batang, Kabupaten Batang, there is a youth community that engaging to the promotions of peace and religious tolerance, which often called by Komunitas Santri Batang or KSB. So this community was initiated as a movement to follow up on the decisions of International Ulama Conference of Thariqah on state defense in 2016 in Pekalongan. And this conference recommends religious leaders and general public to maintain the integrity of the country, to maintain the unity and unity in diversity, unity of society in the frame of differences. And KSB itself is a community, youth community base, which is an independent youth community that move toward the young generations, especially from Batang Central Java. And the next, our purpose of research is first to explore how youth, especially in the context of Komunitas Santri Batang or KSB, as a promoter of peace against religious radicalism. And the second is to see how the extent to which the role of youth represented by the KSB against religious radicalism by campaigning for the idea of religious moderations. And the third is to strengthen the interreligious and intra-religious relations through youth-based organizations. So in this way, we can see the dynamic of religious relations through young movement such as KSB in Batang Central Java. And the research method we used in this research is first, this is a mixed method, a descriptive analysis, which combined several approach. And the researcher used Google Form as a data collector and questionnaire form, and also some interviews with the center or the participants of KSB itself to obtain the data related to the program activities, and the participatory of the program, which handled by KSB to get some feedbacks of KSB programs. And the subject of research is absolutely Komunitas Santri Batang or KSB, which consists of 24 respondents in details. First, gender, 14 men, 10 girls, religion, 24 Muslim, age between 15 to 25 and 26 to 35. And education, you can see at the slide, there are various the details of the subject of research. To make it short. Okay, next. And the result and finding probably will be explained by my co-writer Ahmad Jauhari Umar. Please, I will. Okay, thank you for your attention. I will explain about the result and finding with, from our research that have been conducted by us. From the research, we have found some agenda conducted by Komunitas Santri Batang. It is to against the radicalism, and the first one is from 2017 until 2020, the KSB managed several activities that contain the idea of anti-radicalism of religion and tolerance as the main capital in building intra-religious and inter-religious dialogue. Student seminar activities, which were attended by more than 200 participants with the title Tips on Achieving Student Achievements and Contributing at the Batang Regency Hall on November, the first day of November 2018. This activity was aimed at fostering the spirit of nationalism through achievement and tangible contribution in society. And the second one, Kopdar Aja. This the kajian online pelajar dan remaja Ahlussunnah wal Jamaah as a vehicle for the pesantren kilat with the book Hujjatu Ahli Sunnah wal Jamaah written by Kiai Haji Ali Maksum and the book Adabul Alim wal Muta'alim written by Kiai Haji Hasyim Ash'ari. This activity was held in November 2018 until May 2019 at the Langgar Baitul Mutakin, Batang, and was attended by dozens of students from the city of Batang and its surroundings. And then the third, film screening atas nama Percaya. It is conducted by GRCS UGM on January 12, 2020 at the Ponpes, Pondok Pesantren Al-Ikhlas in Karangasem Utara, Batang. This program was attended by students and Komunitas Santri Batang members. This activity aims to invite students to foster tolerance towards people of religious beliefs and maintain nationalism. And then the fourth, the Putri Anthology writing movement, along with the theme moderation and tolerance in religion, which has entered the publisher and will be published at the end of June 2020. Actually, this is has been published by Komunitas Santri Batang several months ago. And the Putri Anthology aims to socialize the idea of multiculturalism and moderate Islam as a response to radical groups that spread the understand religious radicalism and the seeds of intolerance in Batang. Total of poems collected by Komunitas Santri Batang were 26 Putri works from dozens of poems sent to the KSB, Komunitas Santri Batang. And then Komunitas Santri Batang activities that contain the values of religious tolerance and religious moderation can be seen through several seminars and study programs in collaborating with Forges in Forum Remaja Islam or Islamic Youth Forum, and it is an extracurricular activity at SMK Negeri 1 Batang. Previously, the study forum was known as an exclusive study that instilled radicalism as an invitation to blame the tradition and the customary rituals that had been running in the community, such as grave pilgrimage, selamatan, tahlilan, manakiban, etc. And then this is the data of the response from the Komunitas Santri Batang. The data above portrays a dynamic change in the respondent mindset in seeing differences after joining the KSB. As many as 33.3% of the total respondents said that they were more open to people with different beliefs, and then 20.8% state that their mindset towards people of different religions was open and inclusive. And while 33.3% of the total respondents state that the KSB played a role in building harmony among religious, interreligious, or intra-religious communities, whereas 20.8% of the total respondents told that the KSB had a role and benefit in establishing harmony among people, interreligious and intra-religious relationship. And finally, most respondents, 50% think that KSB is important to maintain and that the network needs to be expanded. In conclusion, we conclude that efforts to combat radicalism in youth through religious tolerance combined packaged with various activities in synergy with various groups of pluralism is effective enough
is marked by changes in attitudes and ideology of Komunitas Santri Batang members or participants in activities that have been carried out by KSB from intolerance or radicals to be more tolerant and more pluralist. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ahmad Fakih. Your topic is interesting. That is your community against religious radicalism in Batang Central Java. They engage in promotion peace. They have the idea of religious moderation, and they manage several activities of interreligious dialogue. Okay. Second presenter, we will hear. Second presenter, Ibu Reni, are you here? Halo, Ibu Reni. Oh, Ibu Reni ada. Oke, Ibu Reni silakan tentang keberagaman ormas-ormas Islam di Indonesia di media sosial. Betul ya? Reni Kurwati, silakan.
Betul, Pak. Can I share screen?
Yes.
Wait. I'm sorry, I'm finding my PowerPoint.
Ibu Reni,
Yep.
you have
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bernie Kurwati from Public Administration Department, Faculty of Social and Political Science, and here I'm going to present our research about the religious expression and UNFAI's response to religious conflict in France. But before that, I think I have to do this. Okay. So this is our outline. I'm going to explain about the background, literature review, research method, result, and discussions, and the conclusions. Okay. As we've known that in the last September, as a tabloid Charlie Hebdo reported the caricature of Muhammad that led to radicalism and extremism, which then followed by the murder of teacher who said illustrating Muhammad is a freedom of expressions. Then he had serious response from French government that increasing Islamophobia. It said conflict in France has triggered the angers of Muslims all around the world, since it perceived as humiliations of Prophet Muhammad as a holy messengers. Muslim world expressed their religious view by several actions such as boycott, demonstrations, both offline and online, using the social media. It does the same in Indonesia. So we can see NU and FAI are part of Islamic organization in Indonesia, and it responds to the conflict. They both express it not only in the real life, but there is also in the social media through their website or so on and so forth. So the aims of our research is identifying how NU and Islamic organization who always promote the Islamic moderations expressed to the conflict of the parents, and also FAI as the parents of Islamic defense in Indonesia respond to the conflict. But our research problem is what social media used by NU and FAI in responding to conflict. NU and FAI have a high expression toward the conflict. How NU and FAI express the religiosity in responding parents conflict. And yeah, that's our research problems. And the literary review is that religious expressions refer to different ways that, different ways that people choose to express their religion to others. This can be done through wearing certain clothes or displaying symbols. And here, perhaps, we will identify what actions, words, and object religious believers express their religious identity. I bold here. Our research method is we use the qualitative method to analyze content. Data use our primary and secondary data obtained from official Twitter in the username of NU Online and website www.nuonline.com, while data from FAE obtained from Twitter in the username of WPPFAE_ID www.faeonline.com. It's the website. Well, data analysis based on the context of article, both textually and contextually. Here we come to the NU. We found that there are 17 more articles respond from the website of NU related to the conflict. Articles are due about critique and directions toward the conflict. Here I will come to the detail. 33% consisting the response. So what is the response? Response means NU strongly criticized Macron's statement, President of France, lays out caricature illustrations of the prophet. And the actions, or what is that? The order of the NU that issued in the article is to urge the people not to be provoked and all parties must remain calm. The second is radicalism response. It has 8% of the whole articles that posted on the website. It strongly condemns radicalist behaving. As I've said before, that there were a murder for the teacher that said that illustrating Muhammad means freedom of expressions. So yeah, they really condemn to that hating. And then the most of article NU posted on the website, 42% is the informations, because information consists about providing the information related to the issues, such as if in the Middle East there is a boycott, so they inform that on the website, they telling to the followers or to the followers or to the members of NU itself. And then the last is about the assumptions. Assumption reached 17%, means that NU's assumption on why Macron's humiliate Prophet Muhammad. Then here is from the Twitter. Overall posting that we found only 10. 60% of that consisting the informations, which is not the actions, but the actions of the response only 10%. It linked to the website that I've said before, www.nuonline.com. And the other is radicalism response and assumption. That's the same with the previous data. Well, I can conclude that NU here in social media, NU tend to have a feeling to its follower to not to be provoked and choose the diplomacy on calling out its refusal to address conflict as it stated on the edicts issues on the website. Here we come to the FAE. While FAE has a strong oppose for the religious conflict in France, which viewed had humiliated the prophet, FAE calling out to do particular actions as their defense toward Islam to get up from Kafir imperialism. There are about 4 articles found on WFAEonline.com. It's not like NU. And we found a lot more in NU, but we only found 4 articles regardless to the conflict. Well, the first one article is about their actions toward Macron's statement, consisting 4 different points. The first is criticizing Macron. They really have a strong a strong expression toward Macron, even if they want to kill Macron or so on and so forth. And they, the second is they show the narrative about death penalty for those who humiliate prophet. They legalize the death penalty for those who humiliate prophet. Means that when the president humiliate prophet, means that the president can be killed. Well, the third is shows the dalil from Quran and Sunnah about humiliating prophet. Shows the dalil from Quran and Sunnah that death penalty is legal for those who humiliate prophet. And then second, 2 articles consisting boycott on French product. Here is the actions of FAE. FAE order all the followers to boycott the French product, to not to buy the product everywhere. And then third, 2 articles about calling out to defense Prophet Muhammad. It's different with NU. They are not They are not asking the followers to do something, to do the actions, but FAI asking their followers to do aksi bela Nabi Muhammad. It is not demonstrations, but it is actually event actions. Well, we do not, while in for the Twitter, we do not find the data from the Twitter because the Twitter of FAI is suspended by the Twitter itself because of inappropriate posted. I don't know why, but perhaps in our wallpaper we will obtain the data after it's open. Well, the conclusion is that both NU and FAI use social media website and Twitter to deliver their response on this conflict in frames. Second, both NU and FAI have a high religious expression in responding to conflict, especially those related to Prophet Muhammad and posted on social media. And third, NU and FAI issued the edicts consisting the critic toward all of Prince President's statement and call out of full defense of the Prophet. That's it for our presentation. Thank you very much for the attention and have a great day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Bu Reni. I think that is quantitative research. The topic is religious expression of religious organization and FAI. There is 41% information providing the information related issue toward market statement. Okay, next we will hear third presenter, Pak Maskur. Are you here, Pak Maskur?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You have 5 minutes to explore your idea. Thanks. Please.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator, for opportunity. Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mashkur from State Islamic University, Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin, Banten. I study philosophy and Islamic studies. Well, allow me my share screen, my PPT, okay?
Is there any slide?
Okay, thank you. I have. Terlihat, moderator?
Yes, ada.
Okay, thank you. My title, Pancasila Ideology and Religious Moderation for Social Conflict Resolution. This is Ahmadiyah case in Cikesik, Banten. Yes, is the picture. Well, introduce in the digital and global age, Pancasila ideology again face real and virtual challenge with the ease of spreading transnational ideology in this Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Yes. The real challenge in the potential return of social conflicts of religious nuance, such as in Cikesik, Banten, in May 1998. Virtually, the challenge on social media or electronic mass media is to have hate speech or hoax about Hizbut Tahrir Indonesia ideology that are clearly at odds with Pancasila's ideology. Although it is clear and certain that Pancasila is the ideology of the Republic of Indonesia. His Pancasila ideology was formally agreed as a meeting point, Kalimatus Sawa, together on August 1945, the day after the proclaimed independence of the Unity State of the Republic Indonesia NKRI. So in this research, why is there still a social conflict of religious nuance within the country that has Pancasila? To what religious moderation is needed to prevent to the ideology of extremism developed in a country whose ideology is Pancasila? And finally, how can Pancasila's ideology in religious moderation be able to be a resolution of social conflict? Well, methodologically is this research uses library studies methods and phenomenological method of religious life. Literature study methods are used to gather ideas, concepts, and phenomena about this research issue. Of course, the phenomenology of religious life method is used based on Martin Heidegger's thinking to analyze the data. Well, result and discussion. The results show that social conflict of religious nuance within the auspices of Pancasila ideology will continue to potentially arise. In that context, religious moderation that since 2019, yes, the Minister of Religious Affairs of Republic of Indonesia, as the leading sector, continues to spread the wide of view, attitude, and behavior of moderate religious people, wasatiyah, in the pattern of national and state life. The Mormon view of religious moderation is a conflict resolution of religious nuance in discussed below. One, religious moderation thinking in a multicultural society. What is multicultural? Multicultural is a descriptive term to characterize the fact of culture diversity in society. The term culture refers to the culture. So in culture, diversity refer to a system such as belief and practices. Culture can influence how religion is interpreted, ritual are performed, and place of worship are established in social life. Two, social conflict resolution based on religious moderation. We see any tolerance, cooperation, tolerance, cooperation, and other. Social conflict resolution based on religious moderation is based on intercultural dialogue as a prerequisite for the realization of a multicultural social community order. Yes. So, finally, conclusion. The conflict of religious nuance in the shade of Pancasila ideology will continue to potentially arise when national identity is not fitted with collective identity or national identity. Of course, religious moderation is needed to prevent extremist ideological tendencies developed by various acts of violence and terror in Pancasila country, only the interest of power solely. Yes. So that for that, Pancasila ideology in religious moderation thinking must be continuously carried out, both structurally and culturally, for the resolution of social conflict of religious nations based on intercultural dialogue and social recognition. Yeah, so need discussion. So in the about intercultural dialogue and social recognition. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih, Pak Maskur. You explain about the role of political ideology and religious thoughts in social conflict resolution, because Pancasila and moderation. Okay, we will hear next presenter, Ibu Elvia. Elvia, are you here? Ibu Elvia?
Yes.
Oke. Silakan Ibu Elvia. Ada.
Ya.
Ya, silakan Ibu Elvia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
You have 5 minutes too.
Dimulai?
Ya, silakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Let me introduce myself and my partner. I am Elvia Fauzia and my partner is Sihabus Salam. We are from Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University Jakarta. Okay, we will discuss about ekspresi kaum fundamentalisme agama dan kontra naratif di sosial media. The first, my partner Sihabus Salam. Silahkan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Baik, terima kasih kepada moderator, kepada panitia yang sudah persilakan kepada kami. Baik, judul paper kami yaitu ekspresi kaum fundamentalis agama dan kontra naratif di sosial media. Ini bagi kita semua fundamentalis agama ini tidak asing, bahwa yang mana pengertian sederhananya itu fundamentalis adalah secara asas atau mendasar. Artinya mereka berpandangan kaum fundament pemurnian agama itu. Mereka menggaungkan, mendemonstrasikan bahwa kita harus kembali kepada sunnah dan Al-Quran, sunnah dan ajaran Islam yang murni. Fundamentalisme agama itu tidak hanya di Islam saja, tetapi di agama-agama lain sudah ada. Bahkan pertama kali kata atau halnya fundamentalisme agama itu di Amerika, itu agama fundamentalis Kristen. Nah, di sini dinamika ekspresi kaum fundamentalisme agama itu terus mengalami perkembangan seiring zaman itu. Nah, di sini ada tiga hal yang menjadi fundamentalis yang berekspresi di sosial media. Yang pertama yaitu berpandangan tidak ada atau tidak adanya kesalahan di kitab suci itu tersebut, tentang Quran atau Alkitab itu tersebut, bahwa Al-Quran itu tidak mengandung kesalahan. Artinya tidak boleh diutak-atik. Dengan begitu tidak ada kalau dalam Al-Quran itu hermeneutik itu ditolak oleh kaum fundamentalis. pandangan-pandangan tersebut itu menguak di sosial media. Kemudian akan teologi teologi modern terhadap metode-metode yang memang menjurus pada demokrasi dan yang lainnya gitu. Yang sifatnya modernitas itu di mereka tidak beranggapan. Maka tujuan kami ini yaitu melihat atau pada ekspresi komunitas fundamental agama sosial media sekaligus dengan bentuk perlawanan narasinya. Dengan begitu, metode yang digunakan dalam paper kami yaitu eksploratif deskriptif, yaitu suatu gejala baru ekspresi agama, kaum fundamentalisme agama di sosial media. Kemudian kita deskripsikan, diuraikan secara terperinci untuk menghasilkan hasil dan solusi yang relevan dengan kita fokus kepada gerakan fundamental agama dan media itu. Next. Nah, selanjutnya ini metodenya tadi udah disebutkan. Nah, ini bentuk yang keempat itu grafik dari pengguna sosial media di Indonesia itu, bahwa Jawa Barat menduduki peringkat pertama. Mungkin untuk selanjutnya akan diperjelas lagi bagaimana fundamentalisme agama di sosial media oleh rekan saya, Pak Uji, ya, silakan.
Baik, di sini saya akan melanjutkan.
One minute, Ibu Elvia.
Iya, next itu slide-nya. Lagi. Nah, di sini merupakan tabel diagram. YouTube is the platform most frequently used by social media users in Indonesia aged 16 to 64 years. The percent of user accessing YouTube reach 88%. Jadi di sini bisa dilihat bahwa dari 10 sosial media yang merupakan rating tertinggi yaitu di bagian YouTube, yaitu 88%. Kemudian dilanjut WhatsApp 84%, kemudian Facebook 82%, and Instagram 79%. Next. Sebelumnya. Nah, dengan adanya sosial media, akun yang dimiliki kelompok khusus internasional maupun nasional sangatlah banyak sekali. Dan mereka juga mempunyai tujuan khusus atau strategi di mana yang dijual adalah pemahaman ataupun ideologi untuk yang ditujukan untuk konsumen terutama di media sosial. Fundamentalisme di Indonesia merupakan salah satu gerakan penjajahan yang ingin merubah negara kesatuan Republik Indonesia yang berdasarkan pada Undang-Undang Dasar 1945 dengan pengubahan menjadi sistem khalifah dengan dasar agama Islam. Nah, ada gerakan-gerakan fundamentalisme yang ada di Indonesia. Yang pertama, Front Pembela Islam, terus Hizbut Tahrir Indonesia, Forum Komunikasi Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaah, Majelis Mujahidin Indonesia, Laskar Jihad. Tak hanya di dalam dunia nyata, gerakan fundamentalisme ini eksis juga di dalam media sosial. Itu some example of fundamentalism account. Ada beberapa akun fundamentalisme. Yang pertama, Surabaya Mengaji, terus Indonesia Bertauhid.id, Indonesia Bertauhid Official, muslim.or.id, terus Mercusuar Umat, Indonesia Bertauhid IDN, dan sebagainya. Next. Fundamentalisme sebenarnya sangat penting, tetapi istilah fundamentalisme untuk menunjuk orang-orang yang disebut fundamentalisme itulah yang bermasalah. Nah, di sini merupakan pertanyaan, what is really happen now in this world? Ini pertanyaan yang harus kita jawab bersama-sama. Maybe we need some time to answer this, not just 1 year, but second years ataupun 3 tahun, 4 tahun ke depan. Nah, di sini ada 4 poin. Poin yang pertama adalah the role of religious leaders, ulama, kiai, ustadz, in reconstructing the quality of religious community in unifying the nation. Yang pertama merupakan peran tokoh agama untuk mengcounter kualitas umat beragama dalam pemersatu bangsa. Tokoh agama berperan penting untuk merajut kebersamaan. Bangsa dan negara Indonesia dilahirkan dari pemikiran para tokoh agama, termasuk para ulama. Jadi sudah sepantasnya menjadi tugas para dai untuk menjaga Pancasila dan Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia dari berbagai ancaman seperti radikalisme, terorisme, ataupun paham-paham yang tidak selaras dan menimbulkan terpecahnya pemersatu bangsa. Terus yang kedua, the religious nationalist spirit, menancapkan sifat religius nasionalis. Berkaca pada kejadian-kejadian di berbagai negara terdahulu, khususnya di negara Timur Tengah yang mayoritas umatnya yaitu umat Muslim, banyak sekali negara yang terpecah tanpa adanya sifat nasionalisme ini. Nasionalisme dan agama tidak bisa dipisahkan, begitupun sebaliknya. Jadi terbukti berkat jasa para ulama saat ini Indonesia masih sulit dirobohkan oleh doktrin. Yang ketiga, platform digital yang berafiliasi dengan agama sebagai tawaran adanya pesan-pesan yang menyejukkan. Ketimpangan pemahaman nasionalisme yang tidak diimbangi dengan keagamaan akan menjadikan salah kaprah, apalagi dalam dunia maya. Jadi, poin 2, 3, dan 4 ini sangat berkaitan. Nah, poin yang keempat yaitu the function of government, market, social media, and civil society. Jadi, ini merupakan berbagai upaya atau solusi ataupun ide agar tidak mudah diadu domba dengan ajaran ataupun doktrin-doktrin yang kian menyesatkan, terutama dalam sosial media. Sekian, terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks, Ibu Elvia. I understand your side. There are important, the form of narrative resistance in social media, and second, the role of religious leader in reconstructing the quality of religious community. Okay, next we will hear Ahmad Faizuddin Ramli presentation. He is from Malaysia. Okay, Pak Ahmad, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. You have 5 minutes too. Silakan Pak Ahmad.
Okay, I would like to share my slide. Please make me enable to share my slide.
Ahmad Faizuddin Ramli, Muslim on other religions, with special reference to Buddhism.
I cannot share. Okay, thank you.
Silakan Pak Ahmad.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to all participants, committee. So, my name is Ahmad Faizuddin Ramli from the National University of Malaysia. So, I'm going to be speaking to you today about Muslim views on other religion with special reference to Buddhism. To begin, I would like to address this topic to be discussed particularly in our region, where Muslim and Buddhist is the most widely religious population in Southeast Asia. Okay? However, the relationship between both religious followers quite less attention compared to the Muslim with other religion, in particular Christianity and so on. Okay. Unfortunately, the failure to understand the absence of an element of tolerance between religious believers led into the clash between both religious community. For example, we see when the case in demolish of Burman Buddha in Afghanistan. So Buddhists perceive that Muslim is related with radical and extremism. Okay. And also the same perception and view for the Muslim when among the Buddhists proceed the ethnic cleansing in Myanmar. Okay. Okay. So I would like to next introduction. So this slide is runs that I have send the latest slide. Okay, I see my. I think this is the raw slide which presented.
Nah itu, Pak ini dulu.
Can I get my slide? Okay, sorry, someone just replace my share. Sorry. Okay. So this study method qualitative by emphasizing content analysis on classical and modern Muslim thought. Okay. So I proceed to the result since we have no much time. Okay. So the result I conclude into 4 aspects in terms of the Muslim view. First of all, Muslim Buddhist encounter in history. Okay. So we can see during the Umayyad period, Muslim Buddhist encounter took place in the early stages of the Umayyad period through the conquest and mission of extended Umayyad influence to the Central Asia, which predominated by the Buddhists. Thus, the Muslim begins the expedition led by General Muhammad Qasim under the order of Governor Hajjaj Al-Thaqafi to conquer the East Persian, Tanzania, Sind and Multan. And the first meeting, Muslim view that the Buddhists, Muslim perceive the Buddhists as the people of the book or Ahlul Kitab. But in after a period with deeper understanding, Muslim change the status of the Buddhists from the Ahlul Kitab or people of the book to the Kafir Zimmi, the non-Muslim who are under Islamic rules and subject to certain rules and the policy of freedom in practicing their religious and teaching remain. Okay, why for in the Abbasid period, okay, we can see there are many instead of the expansion or conquest, also they have trade activities or intellectual activities. For example, we can see how the relation between Muslim and Buddhist contribute to the development or the achievement of the Baghdad. Okay, the city of Baghdad. We can also see that the Caliph of Al-Mahdi invited Buddhist scholars from the Indian continent and Balkh to serve at the House of Wisdom, Baitul Hikmah, where a massive project was taking place for translating the Sanskrit works covering medicine and astronomy into Arabic. During this period, the early Muslim Buddhist works entitled Bihar Bilawhar wa Budasaf and also Kitab al-Bud were translated into Arabic. So this is very interesting that I can share. Then we follow to the second points, the category of Buddhism. So at the first, in the historical basis, Muslim perceive or view the Buddhist as from the Al-Kitab, and then change into the Kafir-Zimmi. While in terms of the category, Muslim has a different idea in categorizing them, either from the religious or philosophy. Among many Muslim scholars like Al-Balazuri, Al-Tabari, also Al-Maqdisi, they regard Buddhism as a religion under the theism category. Okay, apart from Islamic teaching. Right. While according to Al-Maqdisi, some Buddhists believe that their prophet is an angel called Buddha. The Buddha asked them to worship the God by taking any idol like him, which shall be learned them into him, and that they should not accept for anything. For Biruni and for Al-Shastani, they regard the Buddhist as a religion. Okay, so you can see this another view for Muslim regarding the Buddhism. Okay. For Imran Nazar Hussain, the modern Muslim scholars, they refer the Buddhists as a religion, the non-theistic, which does not connect atheism, different with the connotation of atheism, rather than affirm the existence of any deities, although they didn't question it. While for Reza Kazimi, he agrees that the Buddhists are non-theistic. In other words, it shows there's no personal divinity playing in the role of creator, revealer, and so on. While for Rahmat, okay, although Buddha not talking about the concept of divinity, it does not mean that Buddha denies the existence of God. So this is because the environment of the community in India, which inhabited by the Buddha, has in a concept of divinity. Therefore, the Buddha not interfere with the theology that is already rooted. While the second opinion, Muslim scholars view that the Buddhism is a philosophy due to the doctrine, okay, which Buddha not concerned about the God, not concerned or not stressed on God. If the Buddhism is a religion, it should consist the concept of faith in a supreme power that protects all beings, determines the human destiny, and accept the God provision of a human. The Buddha himself could not be also considered as a prophet or a founder of any religion, and the Buddha, because he did not receive revelation and taught only about the life and his experience. While the third point for the Buddha in the Quran, also Muslim scholars have different idea whether the Buddhas refer to the prophet of the Sabi'ians, okay, also from Zulkifli. Okay, while some Muslim scholars refer the Buddha relate with the Atin, Watin wa Zaitun. Okay, this is the debates among scholars. Okay, in terms of the dialogue, Muslim uses three approach in encountering the Buddhists. For example, the first one tolerance, the second one is inclusivism, and the third one is pluralism. Okay? Both perspective or both each of the paradigm has their own justification, theologically or philosophically. Okay, that's all for my short presentation. Thank you.
Terima kasih. Kajian yang sangat menarik ini tentang pandangan Muslim terhadap agama Buddha. Selama ini kajian-kajian yang sering kita dengar kajian dengan antara Muslim dengan agama-agama Abrahamik yang lainnya. Ini jarang sekali yang mengkaji pandangan Muslim terhadap agama Buddha. Terima kasih Pak Fauzidin. Selanjutnya saya ingin panggil Pak Zulfikar. Apa ada di sini? Pak Zulfikar, kajiannya terkait Bismillah, Oputa mau jadi Nabolong. Ini tentang agama Parmalim ini sepertinya.
Ya.
Apa ada di sini?
Ya, halo.
Ya, silakan saya berikan kesempatan sepenuhnya kepada Pak Zulfikar.
Oke. Okay.
Silakan Pak. Cukup
Thank
5 menit.
you. Thank you for this time. Here I wanna make a brief presentation about my research, which title is Bismillah Uputa Mula Jadina Bolon, an interreligious dialogue in Parmalim in the contemporary hegemony of world religion in Singkil. First of all, I wanna see Parmalim in Aceh Singkil is the only local religion in Aceh. Religious conflicts such as the closure, sealing, and burning of the churches in Aceh Singkil from 1979 to 2015 raised tension between Islam and Christianity. So, Parmalim as a sub-minority religion is fairly seen as an intermediary for religious conflict in Aceh Singkil. Well, my background is this research stemmed from observation of symbolic discrimination in Parmalim believers. In general, Parmalim as a local religion from Batak and spread to Baru Singkil due to the local population response to the inclusion of world religions such as Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Precisely, Parmalim adopted the world religion belief system and committed it to the belief of indigenous people. While Parmalim's existence is often eliminated symbolically, such as treating them as a lost group, and is less seen as a reference source of local theology and part of local custom in Singkil. Next slide. My significance of research. This research is expected to provide a view of religious history prior to the dominance of Puritanical Islam in Aceh Singkil during pre-colonial and post-colonialism era. And the second point, the existence of Parmalim religion is of a great concern in religious dialectics in Baru Singkil. My research methods on a descriptive qualitative approach from the field, Suro and Dano Parish district. There are two areas where Parmalim established their house of worship, or so-called as a Parsatian, with multidisciplinary science from sociology, anthropology, and religious studies. I doing my research. Afterward, Parmalim is not considered as a religion. It is referred to as a belief and is under the Minister of Culture in Indonesia, Menteri Kebudayaan. Because it is not considered an official religion, Parmalim face obstacle in the right as citizen and difficult access for them to maintain their belief. Therefore, there are often efforts to encourage them to inviting them to Christianity, Catholicism, and Islam. Well, basically, they are very passive and avoid various religious discourse due to the lack of space given to them in religious discourse in Aceh Singkil. Afterward, the source that can be used as a benchmark of the strong foundation of interreligious dialogue in Parmalim religion is the sacred system, which I mentioned in my presentation, as a benchmark that they have a spiritual cosmology foundation that makes no room, no space for a division or existing religions. Parmalim is very close to the esoteric cosmology of Islam, Confucius, and Batak intersubjective cosmology. This stem from the encounter of local people with religion from the port of Baru since the 6th century before Christ or BC. And the cultural system, they also establish one understanding that custom is not contrary to religion. So religious differences are acceptable and not a crucial issue because the custom is open foundation for religious relation. The last is the system of belief. Parmalim still has spiritual abilities that belief is in the Tondi, or the spirit of all forms of creation on earth. So it must be protected, including the universe and man. The last of my presentation is a conclusion, which said that Parmalim interreligious dialogue is not quite only just a culture, but is a communication intermediary for some religions. Historically, the religion in Baru Singkil
were initially not fanatical and exclusive, so it can be understood how the spread of religion to other areas in Nusantara can develop a spirit due to the dialogue and open understanding of different religion. That's all I have to say about that. Thank you for attention.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. I think that is religious thought and action interreligious dialogue in Ugama Permalin and contemporary hegemony. Permalin is belief system and social station, religious institution. Thank you, Zulfikar.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next, we will hear Ibu Roro. Ibu Roro, are you here? Silakan Ibu Roro.
Halo.
Halo, silakan Ibu Roro.
Kedengeran nggak? Halo.
It's yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kedengeran nggak Pak Ilim?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for opportunity to me. Let's introduce myself. My name is Roro Sri Rejeki from UIN Sunan Gunung Jati, Bandung. My research is segregation in rural and urban community, analysis studies in Cihamplas district, West Bandung. The purpose of this article is to reveal the segregation phenomena in occur in Desa Kota, community location in Cihamplas district of West Bandung district. The segregation of religious territory have been underway in the place since 1970 until 1980. The identity of religious organization is very important for citizens to determine where they will live and the social treatment they will receive. Conflict and impact because usually in the religious pattern of the community of Cihamplas district of West Bandung in the area of 1918. Yeah. Social and economic change that occur in the community have changed many things, including religious way society. The method, maybe okay. The method in this research is qualitative, with inductive data analysis. The data source is a device, village, manager, and congregation of the religious organization by like NU, Muhammadiyah, and Persis in this district. The result of this research is there saw of significant change in the religious and social pattern in the people of this region before the year 1990 in the pattern of the religion tended to be exclusive. But after in 1918 until now, the religion pattern and the personality of social in more inclusive, a type of religion character reflecting the social of the pra-industry. The change of religion pattern has so the territory of the neutral zones, religious, with member of community who are pluralism in the religion in the district of Cihamplas. Mungkin kesimpulannya adalah bahwa Desa Cihamplas ini berubah dari bentuk pedesaan ke bentuk kota setelah terjadi pola keberagamaan yang berbeda, yang dahulunya bersifat eksklusif, berubah ke bersifat inklusif. itu adalah sebuah ciri dari masyarakat praindustri. Perubahan pola keberagaman tersebut telah melahirkan yang disebut dengan zona netral, organisasi keagamaan di Kecamatan Ciamplas yang pada tahun 1990 itu sebuah mimpi atau niscaya. Jadi penduduk desa di Ciamplas itu sebelum tahun 1990 tersegregasi. Segregasi itu terpecah zona tempat tinggalnya berdasarkan pada organisasi keagamaan yang mereka miliki. Tetapi setelah desa Ciamplas ini berubah menjadi desa kota ini adalah sebutan untuk sebuah masyarakat praindustri yang menandakan masuknya modernisasi dan perubahan sosial yang cukup signifikan dengan meningkatnya pendidikan ekonomi dan meningkatnya pendidikan keagamaan yang lebih bersifat pluralisme. Hingga akhirnya menumbuhkan yang disebut dengan zona netral. Nah, zona netral ini menjadi satu kawasan yang menarik dan menjadi kawasan yang bisa disebut sebagai media tidak ada konflik di situ dan menjadi hasil dari sebuah perubahan keagamaan yang dulunya tersegregasi dikarenakan perubahan modernisasi dengan perubahan pola pemikiran keagamaan masyarakatnya mengakibatkan segregasi itu telah tidak ada sekarang ini. Mungkin itu saja presentasi dari saya. Thank you.
Thank you,
kembalikan ke
Bu Roro.
moderator.
Thank you. Terima kasih, Bu Roro. Thank you for your presentation. The title is religious segregation in West Bandung. I understand your explaining typology of religious attitudes in West Bandung. Okay, the next we will hear Ibu Elis Tati Resmiati. Are you here, Ibu Elis? Okay. Ibu Elis, you have 5 minutes. So, please.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear, Mister? Can you hear me?
Okay, okay.
Yes. My research is shift in student religious values, study of student response to religion and agnosticism. About background and focus my research. The idea for this research emerged from the spiritual restlessness experienced by several children in Jakarta. The focus of study was to analyze the factors that caused the decline in students' response to religion and the growth of the seeds of agnosticism. This is theory and method. To analyze research data, this study use of religious criticism and the study is phenomenological approach. My research in Universitas Profesor Dr. Mustoko Beragama is known as Religious Campus, and in Universitas Paramadina is known as Liberal Campus. Informants are selected in determinate manner purposely, and I think information about the informant role like snowball. The conclusion. First, this evidence is shown by the phenomenon of the failure of dialogue between prima facie religious norm and empirical reality, which is always developing dynamically. In many cases, encounter between religious communities and greater realities don't always take the form of constructive theological discourse. And then the flow of globalization has contributed to the marginal position of religion, and the religion criticism find a shift in the meaning and function of religion away from its sincere and a career of goodness for humans. On the other hand, the development of science has far-fetched civilization which are considered by students to be difficult to explain by religion. The honorable moderator, I'm Alice. I come from Universitas Profesor Dr. Mustoko Beragama, Jakarta. And it's all. Thank you.
Oke, thank you. Terima kasih Ibu Alice. Your presentation is student respond toward religion and agnosticism. There is difficult to explain religion from student. Okay. The next we will hear Pak Sarifudin presentation. Are you here, Pak Sarifudin?
Nggak ada.
Okay, there is no. Pak Muhsin, Nur Faizin?
Nggak ada.
Ada, no, it's no.
Muhammad Rashid.
Okay, the next, Muhammad Rashid. Are you here?
Ada.
Ada, okay. Halo? Muhammad Rashid? The time is your.
Oke, Pak Rashid ada.
Ya.
Pak Rashid ada, Ustadz.
Oh, Pak Rashid. Oke.
Yes.
Pak Rashid,
Oke, siap. Halo?
Halo.
Oke. Next.
Ya, silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name Moh Rashid from Yayan Kudus. I want to describe by title Discrimination Against Civil Rights, a study of Baha'i adherent in Pati Central Java. Purpose and research method. The purpose of this research is portraying government social service for people Baha'i religion in Pati, Central Java. Data of this paper were collected through interview and observation in 2020. Descriptive qualitative analysis. Research result. Baha'i first come to Indonesia in 1878 in Makassar. Baha'i was introduced by Jamal Effendi and Mustafa Rumi, Merhan from Persia, Iran, and Turkey. It was part of effort of Baha'i believers to spread Baha'i all over the world. In 1955, 6 Iranian doctors come to Indonesia. All of them were Baha'i believers. They introduced Baha'i while helping people in Bojonegoro, Bandung, Padang, Jakarta, Banyuwangi, Nias, and Rembang. What is Baha'i? Baha'i is an independent religion that exists in various countries that aim at uniting all races and nations in one universal teaching. Baha'i refers to followers of Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah literally means the glory of the Lord. He is believed to be the promised figure. Teaching Baha'i, good is the one and only. Good is the source of revelation, unity of mankind, eliminating prejudice, searching for the truth independently, education for all, gender equality, consensus, human nobility, conformity of religion and science, loyalty to the government. Holidays of Baha'i, Nauruz 21 March, Ridwan 21 April, 27 9 April, 2 May. The declaration of this mission 23 May. Alienation of Baha'i, the decision of President Sukarno, Kepres, number 264 year 1962 on the prohibition of 7 organizations, Liga Demokrasi, Rotary Club, Divine Life Society, Fritz Messeran Lodge, Lodge Agung Indonesia, Moral Remembrance Movement, Ancient Mystical Organization of Rosicrucian, and Baha'i Organization, but no Baha'i religion. It was then revoked by President Gus Dur with Kepres number 69 years 2000. However, after the Kepres, believers of Baha'i has yet received civil rights as a whole. Discrimination against civil rights. The government refuses to issue marriage certificate for Baha'i people. Thus, husband is recognized as family in the family card instead of the usual head of family. Only mother is writing in child birth certificate. Separate cemetery from other religious belief. Baha'i student don't receive Baha'i subject at school. Baha'i often stereotyped as mixing religious teaching or defiant. Baha'i in Pati Central Java. The Baha'i social behavior in Cebolek Kidul village adapt and adopt the tradition of the local Muslim, Nahdien, blend with local Muslim. No longer speaking out their unfulfilled aspiration and rights with the regional government to the central government and NGO. Actively attend internal Baha'i regular meeting and forum organized by Baha'i institution. Their worship was not widely publicized, so it did not trigger any reaction. Obey the Baha'i law based on Kitab al-Aqdas. Protect themselves but not publishing the Aqdas to the public so that conflict would not arise due to their teaching that were suspected of being similar to the teaching of Islam. Organizing informal education for students of local Muslim children. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for your presentation, Muhammad Rashid. Your topic is discrimination against civil rights, Baha'i adherence case in Pati Central Java. I understand your topic is relationship between religious institution and global issues. Okay. The next, masih ada yang lainnya? Sudah ada. Okay. The next we will hear Pak Rifki discussion to respond the presentation. Pak Rifki, are you here?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Please, Pak Rifki.
Okay. Thank you, the moderator. It is great job, I think, for me to review about 10%, 9% here, and all have different topics, different method, but I try to find the common ideas of those topics in this conference. Yeah. First one from Ahmad Fakih is about youth movement against radicalism in Batam. It is a good example actually for the young student, young santri to really aware of the movement that really need for the Indonesian people today, especially for the young people among students or even in school student or university student, because during this period psychologically students in this period try to find something new, something challenging, and psychologically it will attract young people to the new things, yeah, and the new things that could attract young people is the radical things, something that different from the mainstream, something like that. That's the first presenter, and if it could be developed into a kind of movement that can be adopted by schools or any other groups, yeah, to be spread to other parts of Indonesia. Okay, the second one is about the
Ada. Halo? Halo Pak Rifki? It is trouble. Oh, there is no. Pak Rifki, halo Pak Rifki? What? Okay, I wait. Wait 1 minute.
Hello.
Halo, halo.
Hello.
Pak Rifki?
Yes.
Dilanjut Pak Rifki.
Okay. It is rains in my place, heavy rain around me here. Hujan lebat di sekitar saya sekarang ini. Halo.
Ya, ya.
Okay. Okay. Or may I resume of all the presenter? I can conclude. First one is that what the presenters try to raise, the topic that they raise is first is about the response of the government to the small community, small religious communities in Indonesia, including the last one mentioned about the Parmalim and then the Baha'i. That's the one big topic. Yeah, how government treat the small communities of the small religious adherent. Yeah? The second one is about the how we deal with the radicalism, or how we prevent radicalism. We found that one things that we should do actually, how people get to know, interact with others that are different from what they are in. Yeah? How can we introduce as many young people, as many people as well, to those who are different in terms of religion, different in terms religious understanding, in terms of religious groups, in terms of even in context of Ibu Elis Teti, how people, especially young people, tend to move to the agnosticism, since they have a kind of doubt, keraguan about their belief. For example, previously students are Muslim, but when they enter the life of the university campuses that promote liberation, promote liberal thinking, they have to consume types of ideology that come from other parts of the world. However, they don't have any basic or strong basic belief of their own religion. So when they encounter those new ideologies, they tend to change. They tend to convert, even to other thinking school. Yeah. And then one thing that's here mentions from the our colleague from Malaysia, that tries how Muslim views Buddhists. Yeah? This quite interesting topic to be promoted or to be socialized, so they can. So we can actually learn more about the other situation that different from usually in Indonesia, for example, much more broader sense, broader territory. When we come to South Asian, for example, it will be interesting to more study this topic. The second, about the fundamentalism. Okay. One thing that Bu Roro said. What is her finding about the segregation? Yeah, religious segregation. Yeah. For about 20 years ago. In almost part of West Java, especially, I don't know if it happened also in other parts of Indonesia, when people try to know only one perspective, and they thought that they are only, for example, the believers of that region, they thought that the religion should be like what they believe. Yeah, but when they enter, when they come to other part of territory, they are different in terms of religion or school of thought. Then it promotes more. For the first one, it comes to the conflict. But after a long time of interaction, the conflict become less and lesser, and then come to the what Bu Roro said, become the zone, a neutral zone when people try to understand. For those who are present today, for example, especially for the 3 and 5, session 3 and session part here, we found that understanding others is become the focus or become the important things that when we get to know each other, which is different from us, it will make understanding toward others that are different from us, and it is a kind of seed that will grow up the understanding, mutualism, and tolerance. So our tasks for the future is how to promote our interaction with others who are different from us. Okay, that's the most important thing for the third and the part session of this evening. Thank you, the moderators.
Okay, thank you, Pak Rifki, for your explanation. Okay.
Okay.
The time is enough. Yeah, or it's over.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe this discussion is enough, and maybe some presentation give me a benefit for us for Religious Studies Department to develop program. Maybe the from committee is there any announce? Silakan. Terima kasih kepada semuanya atas partisipasinya. Semoga apa yang diberikan dari Bapak-Bapak, Ibu memberikan kemajuan, memberikan manfaat kepada kita semua. Semoga apa yang telah diberikan menambah wawasan, menambah manfaat bagi kita semua. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hatur nuhun Pak Rifki.
Sami-sami, Bu.
Ada pemberitahuan sebentar pada bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu yang menjadi pemakalah pada hari ini. Kami umumkan batas pengiriman naskah lengkapnya, full papernya itu tanggal 23 Desember 2020. Jadi masih ada waktu 1 bulan lagi untuk menyelesaikan penulisan makalahnya atau pelaksanaan penelitiannya jika belum selesai. Kemudian untuk publikasi akan kami umumkan berikutnya setelah semua naskah kami review. Jadi dikirim dulu saja versi lengkapnya, baru kami review dan baru nanti kami akan umumkan melalui email langsung ataupun melalui grup WhatsApp yang sudah kami buat. Besok masih ada sesi conference lagi hari kedua, temanya tentang Quranic Studies. Bagi bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu yang ingin bergabung juga, kami tunggu besok di acara serupa. Terima kasih.
Mas bisa bertanya, Mas? Mas operator.
Ya, silakan Pak
Mas.
Maskur.
Ya, sedikit aja tentang full papernya, nggih. Itu kita langsung merujuk, boleh nggak langsung merujuk ke jurnal yang kita akan acu atau yang sudah di list oleh panitia?
Nanti di form pengiriman naskah itu nanti formnya akan kami kirimkan juga ke email masing-masing. Di sana nanti kami menyediakan pilihan. Jadi Ibu bisa memilih misalnya prioritas pertama ke jurnal yang mana, prioritas kedua. Oh Bapak, mohon maaf.
Ya, baik, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Iya. Nanti kami akan membuatkan form lagi untuk pengiriman full papernya dan kami akan kirimkan ke email masing-masing seperti biasa. Jadi mohon cek, biasanya sih kadang-kadang ada yang terkirim ke spam. Nanti di form tersebut kami memberikan pilihan prioritas pertama ke jurnal yang mana, kedua ke jurnal yang mana, ketiga dan seterusnya. Jadi ada lebih dari satu prioritas. Dan kami akan menentukan dari hasil review kami kira-kira cocoknya ke jurnal mana, disesuaikan juga dengan fokus and scope-nya dan disesuaikan dengan kedalaman naskahnya nantinya. Jadi akan kami umumkan setelah full paper-nya dikirim ke panitia. Gitu, Pak.
Ya, siap. Makasih.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum. Mari boleh meninggalkan Zoom ya.
Thank you.